And Steve, to your point, where you want to take this to finish this out, is what a sad state of affairs. I say this about every day, that we've got a Cotton Bowl in about a week or so.
There's a game?
There's a game.
What?
Game.
What?
It used to be a big deal.
Who's playing?
I don't know. Mississippi, Missouri.
I wanted to throw in there that, first of all, I talked to somebody who is at practice every day, and he said that Marvin Harrison goes and doesn't wear the full uniform and is just kind of on the sidelines, kind of like what Chris Olave was doing. And this could be a case that Coach Day is allowing him to, as he said yesterday in the press conference, to do his own thing. And if he gets down to Dallas and gets a hankering to play, then maybe he would play. But I can't imagine holding a $40 million lottery ticket that he's going to suit up and play in that game. It was very interesting. Clay Hall tried to press him 3 different ways about who's playing in the game. We found out, obviously, last week that Emeka, Yuka, Burke, Tyleek Williams, Donovan Jackson, Jack Sawyer, they're all going to play in the game. Cody Simon is going to play, and he's also coming back for 2024, which made perfect sense since he could come back if we believe that Chambers and Eichenberg are done, that he would be a starter next year. I believe I believe Eichenberg's done. Chambers, I don't know what NFL value he has, and if he wants to come back to improve his stock or what. I don't, maybe a late round pick. I don't know. So he was asked 3-4 different ways about the big 3, which are Marvin Harrison, Travion Henderson, and JT Tuimoloau. We never got a chance to talk to them last week. They are not listed currently to be interviewed at the Cotton Bowl site next week, although Jerry Emig, the sports information director, said don't read anything into that. If those guys are going to play in the game, they'll be added to the list and they'll be interviewed down there. So the door is open, it sounds like, for them to play. He was asked 3-4 different ways, and it's word salad. You have to look through what he said. He never once said they have practiced in full pads and are full go for this game. Never once. No, he said they're there. They've been out there. What does that mean? Like, I was told Harrison's out there. He's on, I presume they're practicing strictly indoors because it's too cold a lot of these days to go outside. And, the game's inside anyway, so practice indoors. I presume he's on the indoor field while they're practicing is what that means. So I guess long story short is I don't look for any of the big 3 to play in this game. But, stranger things have happened, I guess.
Yeah, Day said, yeah, they're at practice. But
yeah.
Everybody's
and
at
no one
practice.
really pushed him on it. He was having a hard day already, so I think everybody just kind of let him off the hook.
Well, you had the 2 stop downs as well and everything else. I mean, it was probably one of the more disjointed pressers of the Ryan Day tenure at Ohio State. But thankfully, they came to their good senses and did it in person as opposed to a Zoom call. I could have only imagined just if it were a Zoom and a phone call came in or whatever, it would have been a lot easier to say, well, we're done. And that would have been that. And we would have missed
we got a lot of great stuff.
Missed some good reactions to the Edric Houston news and things like that.
Yeah. I thought on the whole it was a pretty good session, and he showed a lot of humanity, I think, with his he slumped his shoulders and, practically collapsed at the podium when the word came in that Smith was going to sign with Ohio State. So that was a real-time reaction that you don't normally get on National Signing Day. So that was kind of cool. But I thought on the whole, there was a lot of ground covered, and some of it to the fans' satisfaction and some of it not. But that's the way it is. And people on our message boards, they wear their heart on their shirt sleeve there. I mean, it's pretty telling, where people stand, Larry Johnson good, Larry Johnson bad, quarterback situation, so on and so forth. So, to me, offensive line recruiting, not where it needs to be. Ian Moore's an intriguing guy in this class from Indiana. Can he come in and push for a 2-deep spot like Montgomery did this past year? That'll be interesting to see. And, I think they've got candidates on the offensive line. It's Justin Fry time to earn his money next year. I think the third year will be the telling year, a contract year for him, no doubt.
My initial response to Ryan Day slumping his shoulders and giving that big sigh of relief was, man, he's making it look like he's a prisoner to, at hostage to these kids who signed these. But then I thought, you know what, Mark, don't overthink. I know he is. I was thinking that's a bad look is my initial reaction. Then I thought, you know what, Mark, don't be critical. Let him be a person. Just that's fine. All right, Steve Hellwagon, Bucknuts 247 Sports. Join him, Tony Gerdeman, of course, from Buckeye Huddle. The podcast is dropping just about every day, right, Tony?
Yeah, we'll drop one later today talking about the recruiting class. And as just as Kevin did, we also dropped the whole 7 hours in the feed for the Buckeye Weekly from yesterday as well.
Kevin Noon, of course, Buckeye Huddle as well. Also, the Big Me podcast. Join him right there, and he's got all sorts of numbers and facts and stuff circling around in his brain that he's going to spew out at some point when he feels comfortable. That's what it sounds like.